I won't need soft words to say I miss you and I can stay a while. You'll see it in my eyes when I smile.
What's up, guys? So a couple days ago I went through the FTD Elvis Sings the Wonderful World of Christmas. And man, this FTD is better than what I thought for a couple reasons. I would say this is probably my favorite Christmas album. Elvis did another one in 1957. It's kind of funny, his gospel and his Christmas albums were the most successful albums of all the albums that he recorded. Elvis did such a great job. So this is actually better than what I thought it was going to be. Better because I thought his voice, and I think a lot of you would agree with me, that his voice it seemed a little shaky in 1971. Like it was hard for him to hold like notes for very long. It seemed kind of weak at times. But this, and I was thinking I would hear that with this FTD, but I didn't. Like when I listened to the original recordings, it was like, I was thinking to myself like, man, I don't hear that anymore. Like maybe because the production is so much better or the overdubs or something, but I didn't hear it. And the best part, and this is why I buy the FTDs, the best part are the outtakes. And I just kept listening to If I Get Home on Christmas Day, because I think that is probably, other than, If Every Day Were Like Christmas and Blue Christmas and stuff, I think If I Get Home on Christmas Day is probably my favorite Elvis song.
I won't need soft words to say I miss you and I can stay a while. You'll see it in my eyes when I smile. If I get home before midnight and you are still sleeping tight.
There's so many good ones on here that I personally like. If I Get Home on Christmas Day, the outtakes are fantastic, and very briefly I'll show you some of my favorite tracks from this, because I don't know if I'm saying this very articulately, but like it's kind of like if after you leave an Elvis concert, it's like, how'd you like it? And you're like, it was awesome. You know what I mean? But so the First Noel, I like that one because it's just him and his voice, and if you hear it on the undubbed version, that's even better. The First Noel, A Snowy Christmas Night, that's pretty good. Winter Wonderland, I don't really care for that one. Wonderful World of Christmas, not too much. It Won't Seem Like Christmas Without You, that's good. I'll Be Home on Christmas Day, yes. The only one that I'll say like this, the only one I don't really care for is If I Get Home on Christmas Day. His voice does kind of sound a little shaky on that one, but man, this CD, you guys got to get it. It's 2 CDs in here, and the second one is totally devoted to outtakes, and boy, you got to get it. So in 1971, Elvis had to do a few albums. A Christmas album was due, which was this, and a religious album. He did both of them. He Touched Me is what the religious album was. In 1957, Elvis made some Christmas tracks, and that by 1971 had already sold 2 million. So in 1970, the year before this, they did like a scaled down version of that album, and it sold so many albums. Like it's Elvis's top selling album with 10 million already. So it's kind of funny, like I said, how it was like more spiritual work. It was actually more successful. Elvis got his 3 Grammys for religious work. And as I was listening to this, I thought to myself like, man, Elvis had his November tour. It went from Boston, Baltimore, and it was so great. And this album was actually released in November 1971. So I was thinking to myself, like, why didn't we hear Elvis sing a few tracks like Merry Christmas Baby? The undubbed version of that is on here. It's really good. And Elvis has a few other things in there, like egging James Burton on more and more, because the only extended version that I heard was on the Christmas Duets album that they had about 10 years ago. But they cut out some points because they had, gosh, I forget what that lady's name was, but on it with him. But they have the totally undubbed version of it. And on this FTD here, I really recommend you guys getting it. And wouldn't that have been awesome if Elvis would have sang Merry Christmas Baby at the 1971 tour in November? Because that's when it came out. You know, that's when this album came out. He should have done a few of them. I think that would have been a nice touch.
Take it on, boys, take it on. Yeah! Come on, pull it down now. Walk! Yeah.
But this is what the album looks like on the inside. So you open it up, not to give too much away, but the second CD is in my actual case. So you get this, some nice designs, as we come to expect from FTD label. And for those of you who don't know what FTD means, it's the Follow That Dream label that Graceland made, or that Elvis Presley Enterprise made. Follow That Dream is for the more hardcore Elvis fans, the ones who, you know, when you go to the store, I guess, you know, the average buyer is not going to want to hear like 10 outtakes of, you know, if I Get Home on Christmas Day, you know. So this label is geared a little more to us hardcore fans. So you got the liner notes, you got some nice pictures to give some background about this album and when it was recorded. And also this album, in the 70s, they didn't have Christmas albums on the pop charts. So in 1971, it was on the Christmas charts. It was, what was it? It peaked at number 2 in 1971, and it topped the Christmas charts in 1972 and 73. So I really recommend you guys get this FTD. I'm gonna leave a few samples for you to listen to, and I'm gonna try to release actually a few outtakes of the songs If I Get Home on Christmas Day, because that is my favorite one. And so anyway, I hope you guys take my advice. I'll leave a link in the description of this video down below so you guys can pick it up yourself on Elvis.com. I really recommend you do that. His voice is so good, man. So you got to add this to your FTD collection. So I hope you enjoyed this little glimpse of the FTD. And I hope you hit the like button if you've enjoyed it. It helps to grow the channel. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. And check the links in the description down below to my fitness page, my Bible page, and my Patreon. So we'll talk to you guys next time, and have a good Christmas.
I won't need soft words to say I miss you, and I can stay a while. You'll see it in my eyes when I smile. If I get home before midnight and you are still sleeping tight, it's that time of the year. Lights aglow and mistletoe don't mean a thing when you're not here. As I walk this lonely street,